What's good, family? What's good? How y'all doing today? IOBA, For my new subscribers, I thank y'all for subscribing to my little channel here, and I'm trying to grow it into something. Not too fast though, because I only want people that really want to hear, my content, and only interested in some serious commentary on things that are going on in this crazy world that we got to live in today. Now, what I'm going to say today going to come off like a little bit of a rant, okay? Everybody knows by now, and if you don't know, Los Angeles, California just elected a black woman named Karen Bass to be the mayor. Karen Bass got elected, from what I could tell, on a platform. She got elected without the support of the black vote. She largely got supported by the Mexicans and the Latino vote that's out there, because that's kind of who she aligns with anyway. And that's setting a bad fucking precedent and a bad example, because now a lot of Democrats are thinking that they could get elected without the black vote. Well, for the most part, they still can't. I mean, just ask Stacey Abrams about that. She tried to do the same thing down in Georgia, but Los Angeles, California, and the whole state of California is a lot different than the state of Georgia. You feel me? There's a lot of black people in Georgia, and those black people have political power, and especially when you don't want to offer black people anything for their votes. So you try that shit on this side of the goddamn country, and it's not going to end well for you, and your political ambitions are going to come up short. Stacey Abrams, she'll be around. She going to turn up somewhere, like I said the last time when she got beat by Kemp down in Georgia. I really do think Kemp fucked her over the last time, but this time around, she did it to herself. Like I said in my other video, she tried to win without the support of the black community, and in Georgia and places like Georgia, that shit doesn't work. Now, and then there's the issue of Kyrie Irving and the NBA. I stopped watching the NFL. I ain't watched the NFL since Colin Kaepernick took a knee. I really, honest to God, haven't, and I was a big fan too. I'm not that big a fan of the NBA, but I do respect their talent and their skill and what they can do, because I can't do it. And but the way they treating this dude is like they are in a pissing contest with him, and the black community at large, and they intend to win. By they, I mean the powers that be. Because, I mean, they really do want their pound of flesh, I heard somebody say the other day. And they're not, I don't think they're going to even let him back in the NBA. I really don't. Because they're going to have a thing where, no other team can pick him up. But I think that there needs to be a fucking walkout. And I think that the NFL should support them. I really do. I think that there should be, if they don't walk out, they should at least do a work slowdown, because this kind of shit, it cannot be allowed to stand. I mean, you can't just bully black people around like that, and that's what seems to be happening. They're just trying to bully black people and disrespect black people and tell us to shove our votes up our ass, and you gonna do what we tell you to do, or we just gonna fade you into obscurity. And that's exactly what's happening. I don't think as black people, as a collective, we angry enough. You know what I mean? I think we channeling, we're not angry enough. All right, we channeling our energy in the wrong direction. I think that we should start doing some mass fucking sit downs and slow downs and work stoppages, and in the places that they love us the most. You know, because the prevailing attitude among white people, Hispanic people, Asian people, and Jewish people, white Jews anyway, is that we only need you niggas for one thing: entertainment. We only need you niggas for one thing: entertainment. We need y'all to make us laugh. We need to see y'all jump, see y'all run, so we can make bets and shit on y'all. That's the only thing we need you niggas for. And anytime y'all step out of that little circle, we gonna slap your ass right back in there. No, we not giving you nothing for your vote, but you better get out there and vote. Yes, we gonna still murder you in the fucking street when we feel like it. No, we're not letting your fucking kids go to college. And yes, we're gonna prison to pipeline, every school to prison pipeline, every last one of your little nigglets that we can. That's the prevailing attitude with white people. And if you don't believe that, then you're walking around the motherfucking world with rose-colored glasses on, and it's going to be to your detriment. The minute you start taking these white people seriously is the minute you start to take back your life and your self-respect, black people. Because they don't give a fuck about you. Y'all heard that teacher down in Texas, what he told them kids. He said the quiet part out loud. Y'all heard what that motherfucker said. You know, he believes his race is superior. He said everybody should believe their race is superior. You know what I mean? But everybody ain't got a net income or financial net worth of less than $100. Just black people. You dig me? So when you say that shit to us, when you say that you superior to us, when you say that shit to us, it cuts deeper. So like I said, I don't think we angry enough. We ain't nearly angry enough. We got to do a serious purge of the sellouts and the coons. You know what I mean? The sellouts, the coons, the cocksuckers, and the morons. We got to get rid of all of them. You know what I mean? The clowns and the buffoons and the fucking assholes that dress up like motherfucking women. And the women who think they guys. And put some morality back into our motherfucking communities. And we got to police our own communities. And we got to groom and run our own fucking, and support our own fucking candidates for office. And those motherfuckers that are in office, we gotta hold, I hate saying hold them accountable. I hate saying that because they don't feel like they're accountable to us. You know what I mean? But we got to get our message out there to them that they will, if we got the power to remove them from office, you know, so shall it be. They'll be removed from fucking office. If we got the power in our community, wherever we at in large numbers, to remove a politician from office and put one of our people in there, we got to start doing that. Because at the end of the day, that's the only way you're going to bring about change, you know. I mean, I've been saying this for a while. Antonio Moore and Yvette Carnell are right on that point. You got to bring that shit into being. Your empowerment has to come into being through politics. It just does. But you got to be serious about that. The minute you get some money, you don't go buy a goddamn worthless toy like a fucking brand new car. You go buy yourself a politician. You make a contribution to a politician's campaign, or you find yourself a good grassroots young politician and you start grooming that motherfucker or that woman and into what we need as black people. And we get on code. Well, what is the code? Nearly Fuller. Go check out Nearly Fuller if you want to know what the code is. But a simplified version of it, in my view, is it's a set of unwritten rules and laws that black people share among themselves and live by. Code of conduct, in other words. Right? One of which is, you don't, just because you disagree with another black person, another black person's point of view and the way another black person is going about bring about our liberation, just because you don't agree with how they're doing it. You don't get in mixed motherfucking company, and by mixed I mean around a bunch of white people and Hispanic people and Asian people, and start dogging that individual out. You don't show our disunity to the world. You present a united front. If you don't like what Dr. Umar Johnson says, if you don't like what Tariq Nasheed said, if you don't like what Torian Rain said, or Harvey from Our World, or you don't like any of these YouTubers, if you don't like them, you don't get in the front of a bunch of white people, right, and start dogging them out. No. You put your motherfucking message out there. Because like I said before, and I'm going to keep saying it, everybody got some truth in what they're saying, and everybody's right. Probably 70 or 80% of the time. I can disagree with all of them on one issue or another, but I ain't finna get up there in the front of a bunch of white people and say it. No. Shout out to Dr. John Henry Clark. You ain't got no fucking friends. You don't. We ain't got no friends. Our grandchildren don't have any friends, and our children don't have any friends. You can see that shit in the school system. Which brings me back to that school teacher down in Texas telling them young black kids what a white nationalist he is. You dig me? And that shit he said about racism, we're all a little bit racist or whatever the fuck. No, we're not. That's bullshit. Racism, you can only be racist if you got power. You can only be racist if you got power to enforce your racism. If you could change the life of some people. Like, for example, that teacher sitting in that classroom as a fucking racist. He was stupid by, verbalizing what he was because it cost him his fucking gig. He'll get hired somewhere else. Don't worry about him. But he was stupid. A real racist teacher will be quiet about his or her racism, while at the same time fucking up the lives of the young black kids that are in his or her classroom. Now, don't get me wrong. I work in a school district. Middle school is tough. Probably the toughest fucking grade range. Probably 5th grade all the way up to maybe 10th grade is really difficult. But you could put a racist in there, and they could start a young black boy or girl on a slippery slope that lands them right in jail. And that is racism. Not just because you don't like it because somebody black or somebody yellow or somebody brown. You don't like them, but you can't do anything to them. You can't affect their life in any way, shape, or form. But if you can control what happens to somebody, or where somebody lives, or how somebody eats, then that is racism. And that's what that teacher or teachers like him can do. Because for everyone that get caught, there's probably 100 of them that's sitting there with them same goddamn feelings that don't get caught. You dig me? White people, yellow people, brown people, nobody got no use for somebody my complexion unless we singing for them, dancing for them, jumping up and down, running up and down the court, or playing with a ball or some shit for them. They got one use for us. They only need niggas for one thing. But we need ourselves for everything. It's time to turn inward. It really is. It's time to turn fucking inward. It's been time to turn inward. Now more than ever. And with that, I'm gonna close out. It's the weekend. I hope everybody do something productive over the weekend. Just wake up in the morning and do one productive thing. And if you fuck around and you do something real stupid like buy a lottery scratch-off ticket and you win some money, go buy yourself a politician. Make a contribution to a political campaign so you can get a politician to do what the fuck you want him or her to want you, what you want him or her to do. You feel me? I know I butchered that last little bit, but you dig me. You understand what I'm saying. That's what we should be using our money for. Have a good weekend. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to reach 100 so that I can get my little message out there to as many people as I can so I can do my part. So I can continue my fight, because I've been in the fight for fucking 50 years. You know what I mean? Quietly and under the radar. But I've been in the fight for 50 years. Trust and believe. TC, and I'm out.